me do a quick demo of this. I say demo. Let me run you through Ethereum, because right now we've got some big news. As much as I was like not crazy, but really into the Bitcoin ETF flows. Remember, I say remember, how could you forget? We hit here, and this was the ETF approval that we knew the due date. Everyone was speculating. We posted it in the Discord forever. Like, this is the date. Gensler has to say yay or nay. And honestly, I was like, man, it's probably 50-50. I'm not really leaning towards it. Dude passed it. I say he passed it. He delegated it to someone else, and they passed it, which basically means he passed it but didn't want to talk about it. And we shot up, and we did pink candles, white RSI, and we rotated, and we formed this perfect Bart hairline. And if you get the runner bot running, H4, we got a rainbow rotation on an order block. We hit the reversion band. We rotated and bled out, made this perfect Bart. RSI rotation from white to orange to yellow, red. And then that faded out. And then we had the HMA cross. Typically on these Barts, I kind of look at them at like 1 hour and 2 hour, try to get the top in a little cleaner. But you get these gaps where, frankly, people say like everything's priced in. This one I don't think was priced in. I don't think people were really prepared. And if you're curious why I call them Barts, it looks like the hairline of Bart Simpson. If you don't know who Bart Simpson is, you're going to have to Google that one. It's a long story. But we formed these up, and this was clear textbook, and everyone was in absolute euphoria about the Ethereum ETF approval. Sorry, I had to turn the music back on. I get thrown off when it's dead silent. And as awesome as this was, people didn't expect it, and whales got left in the dust who were sidelined, and they didn't want to be sidelined, and we formed this perfect Bart into resistance, and it faded, and the volume down here died off. So tooted the horn and said, hey guys, set yourself up. This is a Bart. And I talked about it for a very long time. If you go back and look at the tweets, like we were talking about it right about here, probably May 25th, 24th. We started saying, hey, this rocketed up and it stopped at a key resistance point, which is this order block here. And it's rolling over like a Bart. As awesome as this pump is, you have to be careful because this type of stuff can retrace like 30% in a few weeks. And we called it. Hey, we started breaking. We started getting whale prints here in clusters moving down. Down we went. And by the time the Bart fully played out, you got to remember, sometimes these Barts, they go up and they come straight back down and they look like a perfect Bart. More often than not, the front side is what looks perfect. That's the key to get me involved with like calling a Bart, this vertical shot up, then the flat hairline. Oftentimes they can bleed for like months. And that's kind of what this one did. Not necessarily months and months and months, but we grinded back through and the whales brought the ship back to the dock. So everyone who didn't hop on this fun ride, they got their tickets to come back and hop on the boat. And boy, oh boy, did we hit liquidity. We wicked into it multiple times. Bart Simpson. What's up, R&R? Let me check up the HMA. I think it's the 125. Yeah, it's the 125 HMA. It's what we default. Shout out, Blake. And by the time we got to about this area here, crypto Twitter decided to start telling everybody that it's over. Crypto's over. Game over. Pack it up. ETF was a fail. Vitalik's awful. Dude, we got bottom signals. R&R trades. Good question. Do you know what you're doing? No, this is actually this is for educational purposes only. It's not if you use for financial advice. And this, you're actually logged into an art stream. This has nothing to do with trading. So we're painting colors on the chart. And even if you were to mistake this for financial advice, you should consider it god-awful financial advice. But anyway, added, protected, We bled back down, and lo and behold, you see all these pivots here. You notice I draw these order blocks myself. I use a little triangle tool. You can do the triangle tool where it extends right. That's how I draw those. And I just do green, like no border. I just draw them all over the place. But we have 3 automated order pivots here. This is clearly support. And you can see where it's tested, 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 tested. It's got clear support, and we see this. And there's rhyme to the reason. I don't draw these order blocks. The algorithms do. Those algorithms took a very long time to code. And anyway, the point being is, I knew here, let me move Barty along. I knew with this Bart, when we formed here, I was like, hey, that's level 1 for support. That's level 2 for support. That's level 3. But that's really the full cat and caboodle retrace. That's the one that's got the stack. That's the one that set the low before. And lo and behold, we hit it. And frankly, I did not buy the wicks. I was wanting to see what the reaction was going to be. And that's what I played. And I re-entered right around... It was right around 3,000. And we were watching this in the Discord, and I was pinging Pixa to see if he was paying attention, because he normally is. And there you go. We started getting signals. This is looking at it on the 2-hour. Rainbow Theory bottom signal. We hit the order block. We got runner bot bottom, and we got an RSI bottom print as well. Let me turn the RSI prints back on. Was it 4-hour? I think was the RSI, yeah. So we got an RSI bottom, runner bot bottom, so there's confluence there. On an order block, we're wicking into liquidity. The RSIs were hitting pink, and then we broke through the HMA. And when we really broke through the HMA and these colors started rotating to red, which is the weakest color, that's when I just said, okay, I'm going to re-add. This would have been the really, really degen area where I'd have to protect myself. But once I saw the rotation where I thought I had a floor, I was going to ride it back up. And why? Because those ETFs are coming live soon. And people ask, hey, are the ETFs bearish? Are they bullish? Are they bearish? You can debate that all day. I don't really know. This is an art channel. But I will say this, Mt. Gox does not have any Ethereum to sell. They got Bitcoin to sell, but they don't have Ethereum. So that's where I'm at. My entry's here, my re-entry. I'm in the mode where I just keep buying support on spot, and I'm not losing a wink of sleep. That's where I'm at with life. And it's really, really boring, but the Q4 trades that we were doing, where we were just doing multiples on, like, say, and just trading the living crap out of that on low time frames. I'm not low time frame trading right now. The colors aren't right for me personally. Some people are doing well, but like, we aren't doing these crazy runs anymore where Sol just goes on a 900% tear for months. That's not happening. We're in Chop City. And until Bitcoin and Ethereum get their stuff together, I'm not really looking forward to that. And I'm going to be much slower. I'm going to be looking at the H4 and the dailies. And I'm just going to keep buying support and deploying capital. You know, I'm a full-time engineer. I run Rainbow Trends. I have other capital flows that come in. We got bot tradings, all that types of stuff. So I'm not all in, all out, you know, and that's kind of like what I'd advise anybody. Stay away from leverage. You want to be really, really boring and make it, just keep DCAing into Bitcoin. Go look at DCAing. Even at the worst times, you can eventually make it with that. So, but anyway, if you want to be degen, keep an eye on these colors, get your proper rotations. You can tag these entries. FOMO tells you to buy the hairlines. Whale theory tells you to protect your butt. And there's good reasons. A 30% hairline cut is big and can hurt. So you got to chill, check your emotions. But that's where we're really at with it. Like I said, Channel Walker breakout. We protected ourselves out. These things, channel walks in the past, man, when they're on lower cap coins, man, they bleed sometimes 60%. So you just got to be really cognizant. We got a textbook Bart Simpson top, color rotation, RSI top, runner bot top, HMA cross. I've got every single check mark I can teach you guys about Barts. And I've got the bottom, which is the opposite side. Order block support, get his pants out of the way. Runner bot bottom, RSI bottom, HMA cross, color rotation. That is an awesome question, JZHU. So the whole moving average is a really weird EMA. So if I turn on like EMAs, it's not an EMA, my bad. These are like EMAs. Whole moving average has got a weird nature to it. But what it's really, really good at is checking yourself on tops. So what I really like to see is this whole moving average. I call it karate chop. You set up your hairline and then this HMA just cuts right through it. And that's really telling me like, hey, I need to pay attention. If I'm not already paying attention to the runner bot telling me and the RSI bot telling me like, hey, this is a top. Anytime I see pink candles or RSI prints that high, I get real skittish because the odds of continuation are very, very slim. Very, 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 very slim. So keep that in mind. And the same thing here. Right around where that HMA came down and karate chopped when I was thinking a bottom was forming, that's when I got long. So not the most sniper bottom wick catch ever, but right now I'm up 14% and comfy. Yeah. All this stuff is emotions, man. Like you don't want to buy bottoms, you want to sell bottoms, and you want to buy tops. So I look for a confluence, right? The more things I can stack to say, hey, I think this is a bottom, the better my odds are that my entries are correct. Same thing with the tops. The more things I can stack, right? That's why you see me get really boring when we're grinding in the middle and I don't have things on my checklist with like Rainbow Theory tools. That's why I get not boring, but like I don't move as much. I'm just chilling because I don't want to mess with it because it's not as easy. Selling pinks is like cheating. Buying yellows and whites is like cheating. It's my odds are much higher. I'm going to catch a reversal here than try to scalp out this chop. Now, some dudes trade on like the 5-minute candles and have these like tools super tuned in. That's totally a thing. That's just not a thing for me. So anyway, moving on. And that's where we're at now. We're here. We got an RSI top. We don't have a runner bot top. We're in the dead center of this. We're in the middle of the reversion bands. You know, I don't know. But next week, we're likely getting the Ethereum ETFs actually becoming tradable. So if you think RNC versus runner. What's up, Melly? We covered your trade earlier. I mean, if we get ETH flows in, I think it's going to be bullish. Obviously, people buying, and then that's going to send you up here. If we can break through 4,000, so be it. But if we don't, you just got like a really, really nice take profit area. Until then, though, whatever. Chill out. We're up 13% on spot. We're comfy. Comfy. Some of the dudes actually... Pixa got in lower than me. If you caught the double pivot as your entry, you're up like 20%. So I'm just chilling. But anyway,